I noticed that a lot of times, like general contractor or GC is kind of intertwined or used interchangeably with contractor. But actually a contractor basically is someone who you just made a contract with to do some work. So you can have a plumbing contractor and an electrical contractor, but those people are not general contractors. And throughout this whole thing, we're talking about a general contractor. And so that person, the general contractor, is the person who's going to coordinate all those subcontractors. So the subcontractor is someone who works underneath the contractor. So it could still be a plumbing contractor, but they're a subcontractor to the general contractor. That makes sense? And the general contractor is going to oversee the whole job. They're going to coordinate the whole job. They're going to hire the right tradespeople, all the people they need to do all these little jobs. They're going to schedule all those people so that they're all coming at the right time, so there's not a lot of downtime. And they do like the big picture project management. They know all the local codes. They know the industry standards. They have a license, a general contractor's license, and then they're going to make sure that all the subs have their own licenses. They have workers' comp for everybody that's working on the job, and they have insurance that's going to cover anything that goes wrong there. They're also taking on the liability of any property damage or injury that happens on the job. And most likely, they're going to give you a warranty into the future. You also have to think about certain jobs that you could take on yourself. You may void the warranty if you don't have a license. So for example, if you do your own roofing, which, might be cool, right? I've done some roofing in my time. You might say, hey, you know what? I just got to, I took out a chimney. I just got to repair this little piece of roof. No big deal. Well, sometimes the roofing company that might offer a 25-year warranty, that warranty might be void if an unlicensed person did the installation. Same thing with like a hot water heater. If you don't have a licensed plumber install that hot water heater, it's not rocket science. You could probably switch out your hot water heater, although they tend to be heavy. You might void the warranty on that product by doing it yourself. So that is something definitely to keep in consideration when you're thinking about, do I need a GC or not? So now let's talk about the good side, because acting as your own general contractor has its advantages. Right now, I'm working on this Beehive project. I'm working on this commercial building. So I have to have somebody who has a general contractor's license to pull all the permits, or to pull the permit for the renovation. Had to have a licensed architect to draw the plans that the general contractor had to do. And then the plumber comes in and he pulls his permit underneath the general contractor's permit. Electrician, same thing. All the trades are now having to pull their permits underneath that person's permit. But I'm the actual general contractor. I'm the one who's coordinating the trades. I'm paying everybody myself out of my pocket. It's not normally you'll pay the general contractor. The general contractor pays everyone else. So anyway, that's something, I don't want to go down there, but that's something that could go wrong if you hire the wrong GC and they don't pay the subs. The subs are going to come and they're going to put a lien on your property, and you will say, "What are you talking about, man? I paid that contractor." And then oops, they, went off to Indiana or more likely some foreign country and took your money with them. So that's the downside. But on the plus side, if you decide that you want to act as your own GC, that's one of the pluses. You know that everybody's getting paid. Also, you can potentially save money. Obviously, this person who's acting as a general contractor, they need to get paid for their time. They're going to add a little percentage on top of everybody's quote. So let's say that the electrician says the job is going to cost $10,000. The GC looks at that electrician's quote, $10,000, and they might say to you, $12,000. Just in case. But they're not going to then refund you and say, "Oh, it wasn't hard as I thought. Here's $2,000 back." No. They're going to add normally like at least 10 to 15% on top of the money that's being charged by that subcontractor. But it could very well be that that subcontractor is charging that contractor a little bit less than they would a homeowner because they have a relationship with them. So you could potentially save money. There is that possibility. And there have been some studies done to show that in general, if you do a great job as a GC for yourself, being the GC of your own job, you can save between 10 and 35% on the overall cost of the project. But you can also lose a lot of money if you're not coordinating things really well. So one plus side to being your own GC is you can learn a lot. You can learn a ton. Especially if you have great subs who are going to help you out a little bit. You can learn so much by doing it. It might be a painful learning experience, but it'll be the kind of thing that money can't buy. It will allow you to hire your own subs, people who you are comfortable with. If I'm the GC on the job and I hire a plumber who I'm comfortable with, and when you meet with that person, you don't like them, they give you the creeps, that you don't want them in your house, whatever. They're not clean or whatever. You don't like seeing the crack of their butt, on top of their pants all the time. Whatever it is, you're stuck with that person, right? You're not going to go to the GC and say, oh, look, I don't like that guy's, attitude. Get him out of here. They'll be like, dude, that's my plumber. That's the plumber we're using, or the electrician, or whatever. So there's 4 great things that I think of about if you're acting as your own GC. You can potentially save a lot of money. You will learn a lot. You're going to hire subs who you're comfortable with, and you're going to have control of the project. So you are going to have control of the project. Now, this is a good thing, and it can be a not a good thing.